Hey everybody, welcome back to our now 7th tutorial in the series Intro to Application Development in the Behavior Sciences. We are picking up where we left off with picking apart the Xamarin Forms content page class. Before we launched our emulator, we reviewed the default project that Xamarin ships with, and we compared what is said or stated in our code over here to what's shown. So we're gonna stop debugging that. We're gonna press this stop debugging button. What we're gonna do is we're gonna change the title first, because this is a pretty ugly title. So let's call it My First Content Page. I'll save it. And then we're going to hit this green arrow. And we're just going to see, just going to follow along with what happens. We see in the bottom, things are building. We see our orange bar highlight. And if we look at our emulator, we see that this Welcome to Xamarin Forms page is, or the Welcome to Xamarin Forms label is still the same. But if we look at our title, it kept the same colors and kind of style, but we see that the title changed right here. Alright, so that looks a little bit more personal, personalized, but we still got a lot more we can do. So let's go in and we'll hit stop debugging. If you don't stop debugging, Visual Studio isn't going to let you interact with the source code. So if you're ever wondering why you're going to change things and nothing's changing, you usually have to make sure you're not actively debugging something. So far we have a title and a label, and there's not too much going on. But I think our next step could be, let's add our own type of element to this layout. So first what we want to do is we want to declare an instance of a label. So let's type label, and we'll call this My First Label, and we'll make that an instance of a label. Now, what we could do here is, this by itself really doesn't have any text or content or styling. It would just be all the default values. We'd have to specify by saying, for my first label, and if we hit dot, it'll go into all the members and other types of elements of this class. And since we want to change the text being shown, scroll down and we'll see there's a text element here, and it's an instance of a string. So we're gonna continue running out. We could either click and have text put there, or we could hit dot and then just start writing text, and then enter from there. And to tell this new variable, or this class with this text variable, what to put in it, we need to put a string. So we'll add some double quotes and we'll say, this is my first label. And then we'll close that off. Now we can do a bunch of things with this label. We'll say my first label, and then for size, well, I guess it's called font size. Let's tell this label to have a font size of 72. Let's make it huge. And you know, that looks pretty good there. What we're going to do is right now we made this new label and we defined some features of it. And we're just going to launch this in the emulator and see what happens. Alright, so right out the gate, we really don't see anything different. And that makes sense. Because if we look at what we've written, we've defined this label, but if we look at the content page, in the layout that's in here, we've only told it that the children in this layout are this this individual on the fly written label. So right now, Xamarin Forms only knows that for this home content page, only one child is actually told to be in there. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to go up to our stop debugging or Shift F5, whichever is easier, and we're going to tell Xamarin Forms that we're just going to add a comma. We're just going to say, as another child, add my first label in this. Might be clear this way. For the children, have a label. Maybe it's easier to visualize it this way. There's this new label named here by default, and then we're going to sneak our new first label in there. So we're going to hit save. We're going to send it to the emulator, and we're going to see if that looks any different. Alright, so right now, if we look at what's going on, we'll see that we did get our new label in there, and just like everything else in the layout, vertically, both of these labels are centered kind of in the middle, and that's what this layout options field is for. But our label, we just specified the text and the font size. We didn't really say anything about how the text should be aligned. So if we go here, we see ours is aligned to the left by default, where this other label is the text alignment is set to the center. So you know what we'll do is we will just swap that out, and what we'll do is we are going to comment out this label. So I'll add our /* before and our * after. And this is probably nothing new to anyone in programming, but for folks that are still new, that's just going to have this this region skipped in the in compiling the program. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to our label, my first label. I'm going to specify my first label for the horizontal text alignment. We want that to equal the text alignment option of center. These options really relate to, do you want this to start at the beginning, which would be the left for a horizontal situation, or the top in a vertical top-down situation, and the end would be the right in a horizontal situation, or the bottom in a vertical situation, because by default things expand downward and to the right. But just to kind of keep with what we had before, we'll put center. and then we'll end that. All right, we'll hit save, we'll compile that, and we'll deploy it, and we'll see what we got. All right. So, if this is your first application you've ever deployed and customized, congratulations. What we see is we've changed the default title and the default label in here, and largely this is the type of technique that we'll be using to design our pages and then later design functionality. So for now, you guys can stay tuned to the website and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And in the future tutorials, we'll start building upon this approach to add extra complexity and extra features for this page. Until then, take care.